you're someone whose ears prick up at the mere mention of the word career, then don't miss Wednesdays on #DailyK.
It's time to solve quiz questions and play games related to all things Korea on
K-Time.
Playtime with Cedric.
It is a Wednesday. It's a bit dreary. I seem to recall a few times now when it's been raining and you've been in the studio, Cedric. Are you bringing the bad weather with you?
I think it's me, guys.
It's a few times, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't you recall that you've brought in an umbrella? It's been wet outside and we've talked about that?
Yeah. It's been probably like my 5th show or 6th show.
That's a very high rate to be a coincidence.
Yeah, I think what needs to happen is you guys need to send me on vacation for a couple of weeks, and then let's see if the rain stops.
All right. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Okay, so we'll send you to somewhere where it always rains. So
Not
you
what
can
I was
enjoy
thinking,
the weather that you bring with you.
Sure.
And then we'll see if it suns up a bit. It has been a bit of a wet summer this time around. Like, the monsoon season was a bit late, but then it's just rained pretty intermittently all throughout the summer months. I'm not happy about this weather. Do you mind the rain? Are you someone... Because many Koreans are very adverse to it. They don't like being out in it and stuff like that.
Right. I don't mind it. I just don't like it when it rains consecutively for days and days on end.
Yeah, the humidity as well really gets me. Like, it's not too hot anymore. It's kind of nice, cooler winds in the mornings and the evenings. Because of the rain, you just feel a bit sticky still.
Right.
And all my clothes don't dry very well, which is not a nice sight. Have you had a good week? Did you do anything fun on the weekend? Or lots of work, still busy?
Oh, of course. Lots of work. I don't think that'll change for a good while. But I did something very interesting. This past Monday, I actually was part of a music video shoot for a popular Chinese girl group who came to Korea.
Wow, to shoot their video?
Well, I wasn't shooting their video, but for my company, we were shooting kind of behind the scenes. They were using one of our cosmetic products in their video. So I just needed to capture that. Yeah, in their music video.
How does a cosmetic product come out in a music video?
It's just in one of the scenes, one of the girls is just kind of using it.
Oh, yeah. I see. Just like putting it on or something like that. Yeah. That's cool.
So that was really cool. Minus the getting off at 2:30 a.m. part.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but other than that, it was really fun.
At what time did that start as well?
Well, we got there, my team got there at 11 a.m.
Wow, that's a long day.
Yeah,
it's
still a pretty long day.
But the Chinese girl group were here deliberately to shoot a video in Korea?
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. So what, did they take any, like, outdoor things so you know it's been shot in Korea, or was it all just inside?
From my understanding, though, the whole music video took place in the studio that we were at, and it's a pretty famous studio here in Korea.
Oh, I see.
So I think a lot of our listeners have probably seen the studio in different dramas, movies, or even music videos.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I immediately recognized it when I walked in. I was like, hey, I've seen this before.
Oh, seriously?
It's really cool, yeah.
Like the background and stuff, you'd recognize it. Oh, wow, I'm going to have to check it out. Let me know when it comes out. I'm sure it'll take a while for production. And I'm sure you'll post up the video that you're going to produce so we can see that as well. Today's hashtag, before we get into K-Time, Playtime, is search or comsec. Do you recall, or do you have access to, like, your previous searches, Cedric?
On my internet?
We've been really nosy today and asking everyone, like, what's the last thing you searched?
I do. Do I need to look it up now?
Yeah, if you can bring it up. As long as it's family friendly. Let's go for the first family friendly one.
I hope so. All right. Let's see.
Because on the Ava system here in Korea, the green search engine, what I post up, they do it really conveniently. They show you the date you searched it and then a chronological list of everything you've searched there. So I just screen captured that and posted it onto Instagram.
Okay.
Have you got your search list there?
I've got mine up.
Okay.
And
do you mind if I take a look?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay.
They're very random.
Jimin BTS After School Club. That might be a link to something later on.
Exactly.
Pixel Films.
So that's for my video editing, like a lot of transitions and effects.
I see. Not the film called Pixel. Wasn't there one released?
I think so.
With Adam Sandler, if I'm not mistaken. Cafes in Seongsu. Seongsu-dong is like a really trendy area.
It is. That's actually where my office is, and I had a lunch meeting yesterday there.
So you were looking for good cafes to have it. That sounds cool. Chun-Li Street Fighter. Now, what on earth is that about? I like Chun Chun-Li with a spinning bird kick, but...
So this is related to the music video I shot. One of the girl group members, her name is Chun-Li.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I was just showing
she was the Street Fighter?
I was just double-checking.
Was she the Street Fighter?
No, unfortunately.
Did she look anything like Chun-Li?
Kind of, to be honest. She had the little pigtails and everything.
Oh, I see. That's pretty cool. Who was your favorite Street Fighter of the time?
I would say Ryu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the main character.
I never knew how to do his special moves because I wasn't very good at like doing the up, down, left, right business. So it was E-Honda for me, which is bad because it's no Japan at the moment in Korea. But you just used to have to repeatedly push one button and he'd do that like 100 hands.
That's right.
That was really fun. There were no Korean characters, I believe, in that version, right?
I don't think so.
Maybe later on. Anyway, today it's always different on K-Time, Playtime, but I kind of previewed we're going to be doing something a little special for our 16th anniversary, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, so this week we are actually going to have 2 questions, but each question will have 2 parts. So you'll have to guess 2 different answers.
Oh.
So the question actually will not be delivered by me or Peter. It'll be delivered by a special guest.
Oh.
So you're going to have to guess who this special guest is, who's delivering the question.
Okie dokie. And it will be someone, I assume, linked in some way to Arirang Radio.
Right, in celebration of the 16th year anniversary.
And the quiz questions themselves, what will be the topic of those?
It's going to be about Arirang Radio as well.
So for long-time listeners, this is right up your alley, I feel. Sometimes we get a bit difficult and deep into Korea culture, but for many of you who've been listening for multiple years, I think you'll have an upper hand today. Cedric, I'm not sure about you personally. I want you to participate as well.
Sure.
I don't know how your knowledge is of Arirang Radio, seeing as you've only been in Korea for a year, and we stretch back 16 years. It'll be interesting. So we're going to have special voices. You got to guess who those voices are as well, and maybe you can guess along as well. This will be fun. And then we'll listen to that audio file. You send in your answers on number 1, the answer to the actual question, and who is doing it, and then we'll reveal the answers, I guess, later on after the song break, right?
That's right.
All right, so apparently we've tweaked the voice file so it's not too easy as well. So here comes question number 1.
Which of the following is the longest running show on Arirang Radio? Number 1, #Daily K. Number 2, Cinefactory. Number 3, Wonders of Jeju. Number 4, Heartbeat.
Alvin the Chipmunk.
Right, I was thinking Simon. Yeah, but...
No, Simon's voice I think was a bit deeper. Or maybe it was the other one. He had the really squeaky voice, the youngest one.
Was it Theodore? Yeah.
Have you seen the live-action movies of those? Because they came out a few years ago. I didn't watch them when they came out, but my kids got into them recently, and it brought back all those memories. Was that a big cartoon in the States?
That
the
was.
Chipmunks?
Yeah.
Oh, that really sounds like the Chipmunks, but I don't think they've worked at Arirang Radio. They're a little, pricey.
A little bit.
We can't afford their appearance fees. So you guys have to guess, number 1, whose voice that is, right? And number 2, the answer to the question, which in parts I found a little difficult to decipher as well, because it's been really modified there. Many of you are writing in an answer K-popping, which was not one of the options, okay? It has to be one of the options in the question. This is apparently a voice as if it's been on helium gas. I don't think we made this person do helium gas. There's like a filter that you can put on it, right?
I hope not.
Do you have any hints at all for who this person could be? Because there's lots of people associated with Arirang Radio. That must be thousands.
Right. So I've got a couple of hints. Let me give you one hint. That'll be a huge one.
Okay.
It's a 50-50 hint. So this voice is actually a female voice.
A female voice. Well, that takes out 50% of the population.
Yes.
So I guess that's better than nothing. I wasn't thinking it was a male voice, but now you've said that, it could be a male voice, because then it's just been distorted like
exactly.
that. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, I think, were male chipmunks, weren't they? They had, female chipmunks that they were interested in at the same time.
That's right.
I wonder, could we play the question one more time as well? Because just for entertainment value. Here it goes.
Which of the following is the longest running show on Arirang Radio? Number 1, #Daily K. Number 2, Cinefactory. Number 3, Wonders Wonders of Jeju. Number 4, Heartbeat.
All right, so there's no K-pop in as an option, guys. So stop writing K-pop in. And it may be the fact that more than one program has been running for the same amount of time. So it may be a joint longest show, but you've got to guess who that female voice is and what is the show that has been longest running. And they may not be linked together as well.
Right.
Could you give the question in a relatively normal voice, Cedric?
Okay, I will certainly try. So the question is, which of the following is the longest running show on Arirang Radio? Is it number 1, #Daily K, number 2, Cinefactory, number 3, Wonders of Jeju, or number 4, Hot Beat?
What's your favorite out of those shows?
You know it's got to be #Daily K.
Thank you for saying
without
that.
a doubt.
If you said any other, I would have cried on the spot and burst out into tears, absolutely. So we've been going as a station for 16 years, which is pretty impressive. 16 years means what, 2003? What were you doing in 2003?
I was graduating high school at that time, yeah.
Really? That does make me
lost as ever, not knowing what I was going to do, but, I guess that's normal at that age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting ready for college, of course.
2003, I was slap bang in the middle of my university degree course, and again, I didn't know what I was going to do. Actually, I knew full well I was not going to pursue anything to do with my degree by that stage. I was like, I've had enough.
What was your degree?
Biological sciences. This is terribly difficult and too complicated, and I don't want to do anything in this field. And I was struggling to think, which field do I want to go into, So did you decide which major to pursue straight away?
I did. So I decided to go with organizational communication, which
what's that?
In the real world means nothing.
What is
It's just a bunch of communication courses.
Okay.
And they also tagged leadership onto that degree. So organizational communication and leadership.
Oh, it sounds kind of fancy,
I took a couple of leadership courses, yeah.
You're a real leader. You're a born leader, Cedric.
It says on paper.
You're leading us in K-Time, Playtime every week. You're using your degree to its fullest. Tell us what you were doing in 2003 as well as your answers, and we'll reveal all in part 2. Let's take a listen to D1s with Amazing Nolawa.
Arirang Radio.
You want to message me? Go
ARIRANG.
ArirangRadio.com.
It's time for part 2 of K-Time Playtime with Cedric. We're doing a 16th anniversary special and relating the questions and the voices of the question givers to Arirang Radio, which is pretty cool. Roz is quite a long-time listener to Arirang Radio. She got in touch and said, is it Sophia's voice and is the show Cinefactory the longest running show on Arirang? That started literally 6 months ago, Cinefactory, so I'm pretty sure we're longer running as well. And you said after that in another message, I didn't really listen to the question. Roz, that's the whole point of a quiz. You have to listen to the question. And you've given us another answer, but I won't reveal that just yet. We've got lots of people telling us what they were doing in 2003. Hartley Saunders. Can you see that message, Cedric?
Let's see.
Is it too far away?
In 2003, I left active duty and moved back to good old Maryland.
Is that what MD is? Maryland?
Yeah, Maryland.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, active duty, Hartley.
Okay.
Goodness gracious. Have you got any interesting stories that you can share with us? That would be interesting. Raul saying in 2003, no, you were a teenager playing hide and seek. Come on. Yeah, we were in our 20s, Raul, I'm assuming, right? And feeling a bit older then. And we've also got Raul saying, I was doing nothing in my hometown. It's fine to just bum around, I suppose, at that age. And then we've got Lizzie Beth saying, I got married in 2003. That's a big deal, Lizzie.
Oh, wow.
So you've been married 16 years. You can, tag your anniversary years to Arirang's age every year. You'll never forget.
That's right.
You should always listen to the shows here, absolutely. Okie dokie. So first we're going to read the question again before we give things away. So I think we'll go for your voices, less annoying than the other person.
Okay, so the question is, which of the following is the longest running show on Arirang Radio? Number 1, #Daily K. Number 2, Cinefactory. Number 3, Wonders of Jeju. And number 4, Hot Beat.
Okay, so out of those shows, which is the longest running? And the answer is...
Number 3,
Yay!
Wonders of Jeju.
Wonders of Jeju. Okay, I must say, my historical knowledge of programs here is not fantastic. So, do you know when all of these started?
I do. So, #DailyK, which I presume you are aware of when it started, 2016, October 10th.
Yes, I should be aware of that. I was here that day, and the only reason I remember the exact date is because it's 10/10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't even know that. I'd think autumn sometime. But okay, so 2016. So that's not too bad. We're a fairly young show, I suppose.
Yeah, and still kind of infant, I guess. Mm-hmm. So Cinefactory, as Peter mentioned earlier, started 6 months ago, March 7th of this year.
Okay, yeah. So that's the youngest show, I think, on Arirang Radio at the moment.
Right.
And then Wonders of Jeju, when did that begin?
So that began in 2012, in April 2nd, 2012.
So that's what, more than 7 years old already? Yeah. That's pretty old, but that's the longest show. I didn't know that, actually. And then the Hot Beat show, which some people thought was the longest running.
Mm-hmm. April 9th, 2013.
2013.
So fairly close to Wonders of Jeju, but...
Yeah, that's true. 6 and a bit years. Mm-hmm. Not too bad at all. Do you know anything about Wonders of Jeju?
Wonders of Jeju, I don't think I've ever listened or tuned in, I'm sad to say.
It's on, and it broadcasts live from Jeju, our studio there, which we have that overlooks the sea. You can see on one side and Halasan mounted on the back. It is a lovely studio. It makes this studio look terrible. And whenever we go there, like once a year, I always want to stay. And I'm like, don't bring me back to Seoul. Like, this studio is fairly nice, but that has an outdoor view, and I love it.
Probably can't beat that.
Yeah, and every day it broadcasts from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. KST. So pretty late here, but great times for people on the other side of the world, right? Mm-hmm. And DJ Joe is our DJ down there, and he is incredibly entertaining, very funny. They do lots of like challenges on there that you might see on those variety shows, like making people dress up funny and throwing custard pies and all sorts. Really good fun. And we are lucky enough that I think we're going to have a special telephone link up, right? Right now. I wonder if we've got somebody on the line. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Who's this?
Hi. Who is this?
Who's this?
Is this the manager?
Yeah, you're speaking with the manager. Have you got any complaints, sir?
Oh, no, I just want to say how wonderful your employees are doing over there, so thank you very much.
Thank you, yes. I try and run a tight ship over here. It's DJ Joe from Wonders of Jeju, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yay! Otherwise, this would be awkward. We've got Cedric in the studio, who is the guest for K-Time Playtime. Would you like to say hello?
Cedric.
Joseph.
10 p.m. Tune in, brother. Tune in.
Yes, I got you. I'll definitely tune in. Nice to meet you over the airwaves.
Nice to meet you, too.
So Cedric's been on our show. You're one of our newest guests, actually. If we had to rank our guests in terms of how long they've been on the show, it's been what? Not even 6 months?
Almost 6 months, about half a year.
Almost 6 months. Joe, how long?
Like the Cinefactory of guests.
Yes,
exactly.
That will be his new nickname on the show. How long have you been doing Wonders of Jeju down there?
I actually started back in 2012, in June of 2012. So the show actually started in April.
Okay.
And there was some situation where an opportunity arose for a young blood like myself to come in and take over. So I started actually in June, a couple months after.
So the show started in April. That seems to me like there was a bit of a mutiny or a backstabbing, but we won't go into that. I'm just kidding, Joe. What are your feelings on hosting the longest running show on Arirang Radio? Because we were messaging yesterday, and you were like, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I mean, has it really been that long? 7 years? I mean, you know how it goes, man. Yeah. I mean, you just go and you have a good time, and you're like, they paid me for this? Yeah, somebody's being suckered into this. All right, I'm doing it. So, no, it's great. I'm personally am a very introverted person, but for our show, and as well as for your show, the star is not us. The star is Jeju and, the letter K for you.
Yes,
yeah.
Of course. That takes center stage. And then all the listeners as well, who I know absolutely love you. Siska's on board saying, I listened to WOJ since August 2012, so nearly since the beginning as well. And you've got many listeners like that, Joe. Have you got any questions, Cedric? You can ask anything you like, actually.
Sure, Joe. So I'm wondering, out of all the corners that you've done, past and present, what's the most, I guess, favorite corner for you to do or have done?
Oh, that's a good question.
You're going to get lots of guests complaining, why didn't you pick me?
Right. There was a corner that we used to do that was very much involved with our listeners.
Uh-huh.
And it was we basically call in two listeners, and they'd have they duke it out with a bunch of quiz questions. It was called Ring My Bell.
Okay.
And so, and that's where we entered in with a lot of punishments. It was, for everybody, it was like the funniest and silliest and stupidest hour of that we could possibly put together, and we had such a blast doing it. If I could bring back a segment, that would be that.
Is that the one for which I saw lots of crazy photos of maybe people dressing up as ladies when they were men and like putting on liquid on their hair, like weird shampoos and stuff like that?
No, we just did that.
No, that was just an everyday event. Why did Ring My Bell disappear? That sounds great. I'd like to be on.
Well, when you have reshuffles and whatnot, and these things happen, and one day maybe, fingers crossed, it'll come back, and we'll be able to have a bit more silliness as well.
I hope so. How about in 7 years of broadcasting, how many shows have you missed?
Oh, my. Let's see. I got married in 2012 as well, so I missed like a week there.
Okay.
2015, I missed a week. Missed a week in 2017, and last week. So was it not very much.
Not too much over 7 years, right? 4 or 5 weeks. Not bad at all. How does it feel to be dragged out of bed in the morning, Joe? I'm sorry for this, because your show ends at midnight. I assume you stay in bed a little while. Although you've got kids, so probably not.
I'm still sleeping right now.
It's sleep talking. Would you like to send out a message to the listeners? We got lots of yays and hoorays for you from Leon, Lizzie Beth, Pastor Lover, and everyone else.
I certainly do. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for all of your support. And, Peter, one of these days, you and I, we should switch shows.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be good.
Yeah, just for giggles, That'd be kind of fun.
Like Freaky Friday, we could switch bodies as well.
I would like to be tall one day. Yeah, that'd be great.
I've always wanted to look like DJ Joe as well. Fantastic. Thanks so much for being on the show, Joe, and good luck for another 7 years.
Well, thank you very much, Peter, and God bless you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, that was nice. DJ Joe is a lovely chap, Cedric. I hope you get the opportunity to go down to the Jeju studio as well. If you're ever in Jeju, though, seriously visit, because they love having people just turn up, just like we do here in the Seoul studio. I guess we need to also find out who that voice was, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And so I think I've seen some of the commenters or some of the listeners actually say it. So this person is actually, should I just reveal the name of the person?
Shall we reveal a little greeting and see if people can guess? I think
that might be better, yeah.
Okie dokie. All right, let's play a clip. And this is in the normal voice, I believe.
Hello, #Daily K listeners. This is DJ Isaac from K-Popin, and it looks like that Wonders of Jeju and K-Popin have been created around the same time, even though I've stayed in the same time slot for the years that I've been here at Arirang. My program did change to K-Popin, it looks like, in 2012. So thank you for all of the Arirang Radio listeners who constantly listen to not only my program, but all the other programs, and especially #Daily K as well. A big shout out to the staff, all the producers and the writers, and also to Peter as well, even though we are rivals when it comes to football. So a big shout out to everyone. Thank you, much love, and don't forget to listen to other programs on Arirang Radio too. Happy 16th to Arirang Radio.
Did you want an essay there, Isaac? You could have just said a hello. Goodness gracious, she likes talking. That's why she's good on the radio. I'm sure many of you got it right. Isaac was the voice behind it. I guess we need to rush on to question 2, right? So,
right.
Again, we've got another audio clip.
We have another audio clip.
All right, take a listen.
As you know, it's Arirang Radio's 16th anniversary. Over the years, we've had many DJs spot out of the following who has not hosted a show at the Arirang Radio station. Number 1, Bernard Park. Number 2, Lisa Kelly. Number 3, Adrien Lee. Number 4, Jimin of BTS.
I'm assuming this person doesn't believe that Jimin and BTS would host a show here. Who knows, right?
Yeah, you never know.
In your early days. Send in your answers and who that voice was. Again, linked to Arirang Radio. We'll play another track now. We've got Classic Kwai with What If. I think that's going out now, featuring Kim Soo-young.
16th anniversary.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for keeping us company for all those 16 years.
Did you recognize that voice there, Cedric?
I did.
Who was it?
I believe that's Isaac.
Yeah. No, it's DJ Joe. You're right, it's Isaac. And I think she's been here for pretty much most of 16 years, but as she mentioned in her little message, her show title was changed. So on a technicality, she's now got the joint longest show rather than the reigning champion. I'm sure she's fine with that. Lots of guesses coming in for the question answer. The voice, many of you seem to think it's Paul Matthews, who was host of Catch the Wave here, has a very strong British accent. When I heard that British accent, I was also thinking Sam Carter. He's a DJ here who has a British accent. Lots of British accents, actually, at Arirang Radio. I wonder, how's your British accent, Cedric?
It's horrible.
Oh, that's not bad.
Right, I can say water.
That's terrible, but horrible wasn't bad at all.
That's supposed to be one of the easiest words to say, too.
Yeah, no, but horrible was good. It sounded like Oliver Twist or something from the early 1900s. We're going to play out that question one more time. Again, focus on the voice, work out who that is, and also answer the question. Here goes.
As you know, it's Arirang Radio's 16th anniversary. Over the years, we've had many DJs spot out of the following who has not hosted a show at the Arirang Radio station. Number 1, Bernard Park. Number 2, Lisa Kelly. Number 3, Adrien Lee. Number 4, Jimin of BTS.
I love that.
It's a question. That's what Noor said as well. I think the answer is also a question, BTS. So I thought this was really straightforward, but there is some points that could get you confused about this. So why don't we get to the answer first? Who out of those 4 names has not hosted a show at Arirang Radio?
Number 4, Jimin of BTS. I'm sorry, I'm just expecting a drum roll.
Yeah, there's no real bumpara, and my drum roll was terrible. I apologize. Jimin of BTS. So I thought, obviously, not Jimin of BTS, but he was involved with something, wasn't he?
Yeah, actually, and this is what I just learned as well. He was involved in the After School Club, which is a show on Arirang TV.
Yes.
TV on air.
Exactly. So that's quite amazing. I'm guessing back in the days when BTS were a little less busy, they might not be able to fit that in at the moment. But Bernard Park, Lisa Kelly, Adrien Lee, all big names in the history of Arirang Radio that I'm sure you'll know about. Lisa Kelly, the host of Travel Bug, Adrien Lee, the host of Catch the Wave for ages. And we do have another surprise phone link up here. I wonder if you can guess who's on the line. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Who's that familiar voice I hear?
Hi, listeners, try to guess my voice.
Yes.
Who is this?
Who is it? Come on, is it Lisa Kelly?
Very close.
Very close.
Very close.
Just as pretty, just as beautiful. Adrien Lee, good. What time is it where you are? Good afternoon, good evening?
Good evening. Well, yeah, evening time here. It's 6:41, 6:42 p.m. I'm on the West Coast.
On the West Coast of the US. We've got Cedric in the studio, who is the host of K-Time, Playtime on a Wednesday. Would you like to say hello?
Yeah, hi Cedric.
Hey Adrien, nice to actually meet you. You know, I used to watch you and Hyunwoo years ago. Now that I realized,
cool.
on YouTube.
Catch the Wave.
Yeah, actually before I moved to Korea, so you're a familiar face to me.
Thank you. Yeah. No problem. I'm happy to share this moment with you guys and our listeners all over the world. I keep saying our listeners because I still feel like I'm a part of Arirang Radio in some ways.
You are. We've got Cisco on board saying, OMG, Adrien, wow! And saying, miss you, Raul saying, Adrien in the US, a lot of love for you. And you know, it was really sad, just at the past reshuffle, we lost Catch the Wave, and many of the listeners have been reminiscing ever since. How long were you hosting it for?
Yeah, we had a long run. I was the host of Catch a Wave for about 6 years.
Wow.
So it was definitely a fun time for me, a great adventure. It actually lasted longer than I had initially expected. I didn't think it was going to go that long. To be honest, you know, you have new seasons every year, every season, and things change, as you know. And but I've been very fortunate, and the listeners have been very supportive, you know, as you can experience all over the world.
Yeah.
People sending in messages, and it was great. Actually, that's what I think I love the most about the radio, is that you had that interaction.
Sure, different to the TV.
And that was always really fun, actually, especially when you have like people tuning in from all over the world. It makes it really exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds really cool. And I'm just wondering personally, what was your most memorable corner when you were doing Catch the Wave?
Well, you mentioned one of them. Our little segment with Hyunwoo was really fun. For those of you who don't know Hyunwoo, he helps people all over the world learn Korean language. And he runs his website, talktomeinkorean.com. He's a fantastic guy, and he was there with our Catch the Wave team from day one.
Oh, wow.
So he's, I think, one of the only guests who kind of survived all the transitions, all the different seasons, and he was there until the end. So it was actually fantastic working with him.
Oh, fantastic.
And we had tons of other segments, you know, where you introduce food, and we even had at some moments the chance to try food in the studio.
Nice. Anything memorable?
I don't know if it's technically allowed, though.
Bending the rules for Catch the Wave.
But yeah, that was really fun. I mean, everyone was really adding their spice, their touch to the show. It was really a great team effort, and I really enjoyed being there with the different guests. And it's always more exciting when you have someone in the studio, because it makes the interaction more natural than just to have you yourself alone talking into a mic.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the different seasons, and I was very fortunate to be part of this long adventure for all these years. It was really fantastic. I have great memories.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think of, I don't know if I dream about it, because I don't really remember all my dreams. But I do sometimes think about my time there, and how I would get there before the show, then, you know, get ready, have dinner at Arirang, and then start the show at 6 p.m. and then finish at 8. So it was great.
Do you think Korea's going to be lucky enough to have Adrien Lee back on board at some point? Are you going to come back?
Well, I mean, you never know what the future holds, but to be very honest, at this point in time, I don't have any plans on moving back to Korea. So let's say not in the immediate future.
Okay, well, that's sad news for us, but...
And, you know, I don't want to add any... And I don't want to, you know, have to go there and compete with you. I think you're doing a fantastic job over there.
You take the job straight away, Adrien. It's yours on a platter. Thank you so much for being with us on this 16th anniversary. Anything you'd like to say to the listeners before we let you go?
No, I just want to say, you know, well, congratulations to Arirang Radio for, you know, all the work they're doing. Happy anniversary, of course, and just a big shout out to all the listeners all over the world.
Fantastic, Adrien. Thank you so much for getting in touch. Our listeners have been really happy to hear your voice once again, and I hope, and I'm sure it's not the last time. Good luck with everything in the States.
Yep. Yeah, well, you too, Peter, Daily K, and also Cedric. Was great meeting you. Have fun, guys.
Same here.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.
Oh, that was a blast from the past. Absolutely. Adrien Lee, and you used to watch those segments?
I did. Many years ago.
I see. Fantastic. Did you learn any Korean through them?
Yeah, here and there.
So Hyunwoo's got his own YouTube thing going on there. Are you a fan of that? Have you learned some Korean through Talk to Me in Korean?
I have. Ever since, I want to say 2012. I remember them just being a smaller company and really just pushing out content and videos, and now look at them.
That's unbelievable,
it's really crazy.
Isn't it? We are grateful to Adrien and to DJ Joe for taking the time to get on board with us, and also for DJ Isaac for doing the voice clip. And then for number 2, that question, who on earth was that? I think we've got some issues with the voice clip that was going to explain who it was, so we're just going to have to do it in the studio here. Who was the second person to get on board?
So the second person
was, do you know that name on the screen?
Kwon Joo-hyun.
Yes, Kwon Joo-hyun. Indeed. We were even going to have a link up, but I don't think we've got the mic working. She's over there, and that was her voice on the clips as well. But unfortunately, she's preparing for the news and everything, so we don't want to disturb her. She comes on after our show. She used to be a daily guest on Daily K, actually, in hour number 1.
Very cool.
And she's got a very thick British accent, so I think that gave it away for many of you, although many of you thought it was Paul Matthews, so you didn't get the correct gender. But what can you do in life? You can hear Jiyeon, if you like that voice, in just a few minutes' time. Cedric, it's been nearly 6 months. How long would you like to stay at Arirang?
To be honest, I want to just keep going. This
Forever.
Is so fun.
Until you're a grandpa.
Until I'm in my grave.
Are there older pensioners on radio? I'm trying to think, even in the UK, the US, are there any older DJs who've been around for ages doing this stuff?
A lot of the stations that I used to listen to growing up, they're still DJing and still pushing out radio content.
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
It's really cool.
I've heard on BBC Radio, they change stations, from the younger ones to the older ones. There's different stations to listen to. But maybe in another 16 years, we won't be pensioners then, but hopefully we're still on the show as well. Cedric, thanks for coming in today. We're going to close the show as well, so we'll see you next Wednesday for some more K-Time Playtime.
I'll be back.
All right, guys, it's been a hashtag today of, I need to recap this, search or comsec. My just for fun question was, what was the last thing you searched for? The guesses for me, for my answer, were info on this natural phenomenon. I was looking up the hurricane, which seems to be not hurricane, typhoon, Ling Ling, and where its path was and where it's going to go, because I'm going down to Busan this weekend, and fingers crossed it's not too windy and rainy there. That would be awful timing, unfortunately. Massive thanks to all our staff members behind the scenes before we say goodbye. Our producer, Eun Seo PD Nim, our writers, Ma Jung Lim and Kwak Kyung-ok, and our sound engineer for the day, Kim Dong-soo. We got one last track, which is a song request, Ne 다리를 봐, be ambitious, but literally means look at my leg. It's from Dal Shabet. Whoever requested that, hope you enjoy it. And we'll be back tomorrow with K-Patch. Don't forget to send in your content on college campuses and highway rest stops. It's been your daily dose of career, hashtag Daily K